Today we're going to be talking about my 2018 Toyota Tacoma and some of the things I've done over the past 2 years. This is just the start of my YouTube channel, so please like and subscribe. There'll be lots of more videos talking about different things that I'm going to install on it and some of the trips that me and my girlfriend and our 2 labs go on. So starting over here at the front, I've got a D'Amelio off-road bumper. It's one of the first modifications I did to the truck other than tires. It is a aluminum low profile bumper, and I actually had them put slots in the top for me. Now when you buy a D'Amelio off-road bumper, you can actually get a light bar slot here, but you couldn't before. And so I had them put slots in there so that I could mount my 20-inch light bar from rough country, as well as some of my marker lights that I have on here. It does come with fog cutouts, and inside the fog cutouts I've got rough country pods in there. I have them actually wired up to my fog light switch, so I can use them as my fog lights, and then sometimes when I do decide that I want to use them off-roading, I can. We don't have a winch in here yet. It's actually one of the next modifications that we talked about doing, because we did get stuck in the snow one of these past weekends in Big Bear. But I did get a Cascadia 4x4 license plate flip-up mount. And I got that so I can have easy access to the winch, and then also because I need to have my license plate up here for California, or also get a ticket from CHP. The grill that I have is from Bay Area Fabrications. It's their slimmer grill. I like it a lot. It's actually for my 2-wheel drive truck, because I did have a 2-wheel drive Tacoma before I got the TRD off-road. And I like it a lot. It's just slim, and it's just got a sleek look to it. Up top, I do have a Prinsu rack up top, and then I've got a 40-inch light bar from Oz USA. It is a single row light bar, but plenty enough, really. It really turns night into day, and I really like it. I've been using it for about a year, and the owner and the customer service there is really responsive if I ever had any problems with it. So coming over onto the side, so for my tires and rims, so my rims are TRD Pro rims from the 16 year. I ended up getting them from a dealership up in Oregon, and I got them for a really good price. So you can see that I've scraped them a lot in different places on here, and that's a couple of trails up on in Big Bear. But they're wrapped with Cooper ST Maxxes, and they are in 255, 85, 16. So they're skinnies, and they are a 33, but I got a skinnier tire just because I didn't want to have to do as much cutting underneath. And so then for suspension, so down underneath, I've got Bilstein 6112s. They're set up to the second to last clip, as well as I did replace my upper control arms with SPC upper control arms, because when you lift up towards 2 inches, you can get pigeon toeing from the original upper control arms that come on the truck. And so you can't see it really well. I mean, I guess if you come down here to the front, you can kind of see it. The skid plates, I got my front skid plate down here. And so I just got these skid plates on. They are skid plates from Prefreybilt. I've got a front skid, a mid skid, a transfer case skid, and then a gas tank skid. I actually just got them used from a guy who's decided that he wanted to change over to aluminum skids because he's not doing as much off-roading as before. And they're really nice and thick and super strong, so I'm looking forward to being able to use those and protecting a lot of the stuff that's underneath. And then for side protection, I've got rock sliders. I really recommend to anybody who's really getting started and has a new Tacoma, and they're looking at kind of what mods they want to do first. I recommend doing tires and sliders first. Sliders because you really want to protect these panels. It's expensive to replace if you dent them in. You really don't want to dent them in. And then tires so that you can get just a little extra clearance. And so I got these from a guy down in Southern California. He makes these out of his house, and it's kind of just a hobby for him. He's off at Tacoma World, and he ended up making these for me in about a month. It was actually really quick. And they worked really well. You can see I've scraped them in lots of other places. I did get it with a kick out so that if I'm against the rock, it kicks it out, so that it kicks it away from my tire. And then going up top here, up top I've got a Plano case. Inside of there I do keep some of my recovery stuff. So I keep jumper cables in there, I keep a snatch block, I've got a tow strap and different things like that up there, and I've also got my chains for in the snow. And so I just like to keep it on the driver's side because it's easy access for me to get to, and it's nice for having extra storage. For my side lighting that we use for when we're camping, these are KC, they're 2 LEDs. I keep one in the front and one in the back. And so we use those for when we're camping if we get to camp kind of late and we need to set up, especially because this side is where we do a lot of our kitchen and things like that. It illuminates really nicely to be able to get lots of lights so that we can set up and see what we're doing. Over here on the back, I also have a princey rack on the back side here. Mounted on top of it on the left side here is a awning that I got from eBay. It was about $60, which is really nice. It's a really good price, and the outer covering is a really nice canvas, and it's held up really well. We've been using it for a couple of months, and it's nice to shelter us from the rain and the snow and the sun and things like that, because we like to set up our kitchen in this area, because we usually have our fridge actually inside of here. I have a platform that we keep our fridge in there. So it's been really great. And then we just got the small one because we didn't need one that went all the way across. And then coming over here to the back. So on the back side, I have a Wilco off-road swing out. I actually ended up getting off of Vilmont Market Instagram account where you can buy used off-road stuff. And it was great. I got it for a really good price. And so it's been nice for having some extra storage for some of my other things. So we've got a Trasharoo type bag off here. It's off of Amazon. It's not a Trasharoo itself, but it's just a different off brand. And it's really nice. It's held up really well, other than it fading, which is really not a big deal. It's got a nice material, and we love using it. So it holds our trash in the main compartment. And then it's got a couple of other pockets in here for us to have for our dogs. We have 2 Fox Red Labs, so we keep their bowls in here as well as some of their leashes. And then we keep a military shovel as well as some mountain money or some toilet paper, so that they're easy access, because when you got to go, you want to make sure that you can get to them kind of quickly. On the back side, let me open this up for you guys. So on the back side here, I do have some tracks that are off of Amazon. They aren't Maxx tracks, but they work just as well. You can see that we've used them a lot. And we actually just used them when we got stuck in the snow the other weekend. And so they're just held on by a bungee cord onto the tire, and then I just have a lock on them just so that, those people who want to take things aren't able to take it off of the tire. And then I've got a high lift jack here. It's actually just held on by a U-bolt that goes around this, and I got that U-bolt from Home Depot, and there's just 2 little tabs on here that I just unscrew, and I'm able to easily take it off of there and use it when I need to. I've also got a 5-gallon jerry can on here. I actually have 2 5-gallon jerry cans in the truck. There's one up top, which I'll show you later, and so I use this not all the time, but just for when we go on long trips when we're going to be farther away from a gas station. We'll fill these up in those kind of times, and they're just actually held up by just some ratchet straps that are on the side. You can see over here on the side, they kind of just come around the tire, and it's held on there really, really well. And so then it's also a good place for me to mount the bottom plate for my high lift jack. So we'll go over onto the side. So for suspension in the back, I had originally put Adaleafs on the OEM leaf packs, but I actually ended up replacing them with heavy packs from Old Man Emu, as well as Bilstein 5160 reservoir shocks. And so I like this suspension. It's not too expensive as like the Fox shocks and the King shocks. but it's worked really well for me. And like I said, I had to replace the leaf pack in here because I've got a lot of weight going on back here, and it holds a static weight of about 700 pounds, which is nice, which will be really nice for when I get my actual swing out bumper in replace of that Wilco swing out that's back there. For my camper shell, I do have a snug top. I think it's their high top is what it's called. And I got it from a guy locally, and ended up getting it with it carpeted and with a light inside there. Just because me and my girlfriend sleep back here, actually. We don't use a rooftop tent. I'm not a big fan of them. And so we have a platform, which we'll show in another video. And we sleep back here, and it's really nice, nice and waterproof, gets us out of the elements and whatnot. So I've liked it. I had this actually when I had my two-wheel drive truck, and I had originally got it for the dogs so that they would end up staying out of the elements. Mounted up here on some quick fists, I do have a shovel that I just got from Ace Hardware. It's actually a brand new one. I did have one up here before, which was fairly used to dig us out of snow and mud and things like that. And I just like to have it easy access just so that I can get to it quickly when I need to. You can see the other jerry can that's up there. It's another 5-gallon jerry can. So I said so that we can have 10 gallons if we're away from a gas station for a long time. And then I also have another Plano case up here, which does keep some of our extra camping gear and different things like that. We just have like an extra table up there. There's extra propane and different stuff. It's just nice having some extra storage. And so that's really it. That's my 2018 Toyota Tacoma. I've done these things, like I said, over the past 2 years, and I just love it. It's a dream I've always wanted, was to get a Toyota Tacoma. So yeah, so like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for other videos that we'll be having of us doing some camping trips and some off-roading stuff, and some other walkarounds of some other of my friends' trucks that we go out with. But hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.